Well, Matt.
It's showtime.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, tasty morsels. It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the day. We have finally arrived at the finale of the second season of Amazon's Wheel of Time. And I am super excited. There's a lot of things that I am pretty certain are going to happen in this episode. Some things I'm not quite as sure about, and I'm curious to see whether or not those things will happen. I'm kind of thinking I probably shouldn't talk too much about my predictions before the episode, just because of the fact that things that might not happen in this episode probably, well, are very likely to happen in some form later. And I don't want to spoil anybody who hasn't read the books that that the show is up to at this point.
Likely story.
So what I'm going to do instead, I actually made a bunch of predictions in Twitter of Time, which is mostly, a spoiler zone for, certain points. It's kind of funny because I haven't when the book series yet, so I have to be very careful in Twitter of Time to not spoil myself further than I've actually read, which I mostly do a good job at. But, when we're talking about where the show is right now, we're obviously talking openly about spoilers for most part for the books involved. So, there I usually can be a little freer, even though I'm still slightly cagey, just in case, because I don't, because there are obviously people who follow me who, are, for instance, reactors who haven't read the books, like Matthew V. Haynes and Laura Reactions, neither of whom have read the series, so I don't want them to see something I write and get completely spoiled either. So I'm a little cagey. But what I think I will do, though, is I will just include my screenshots or screenshots of some of the tweets I made after the reaction is over, like, basically when I edit it, so that I can kind of like maybe blur out the stuff that's super spoilery that didn't happen yet, and score myself on the other stuff. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I'm even going to do that much, but we'll see.
Spoiler alert! You don't!
I'm super excited to see what we're going to get here. Everybody has arrived in Falm. Nynaeve and Elaine are going to try to go rescue Egwene. Matt looks like he may have bought into Ishi's pitch, and Moiraine and Lan and Rand are traveling with Lanfear through the ways. I'm pretty sure she's going to ditch them, or at least, ditch Lan and Moiraine, and then do an interesting little thing she can do with just Rand. But we'll see. I'm not going to say anything else. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. It is entitled, What Was Meant to Be. So I'm also thinking, something I can say because you're not going to understand it if you haven't read the books anyway, but I'm thinking maybe a little flicker action's about to happen too.
Wrong.
No, minyan. Mogedian Samael, Zafidian Chaidaran, Kalaliro Dianelus.
Just got confirmation of one of the boys.
Yugen al Makitaya, yes, Desta. Sanasane no Yugende. Yes. Ataan Faraquebianayen. Senayen.
They wouldn't die, they'd just cease to exist.
Sanasano ninto nirdayen. Ninto human. Nutra ninto alakitane miyan.
Confirming that they were friends.
Modelusovia.
I always figured they were best friends, which makes it even more tragic. Oh, so they saved the full opening for the finale. Sounds slightly different, though. I don't know. Like, the tempo seems slower, if that makes sense. Uh-oh. Written by the series creator. What's up, Dane? Okay. The children gathering near Falm.
Our enemy outnumbers us. They are better supplied, better armed, better fortified. But we have something they don't. That's all for now.
What do you have that they don't? Oh, wow. The ways look
You were being very quiet
much
back there.
more like what I imagined
Did I worry?
this time around. Oh, Lanfear.
This is it? The Waygate to farm?
You're so gloriously insane.
Okay.
Yep, she's about to do what I expected. Just instantaneous.
When the time comes. Raise the banner.
Yep, pretty much what I expected.
You channeled in the ways.
March in Shin!
She doesn't have
Open
to.
it.
I don't think she has to worry so much about Ma Chin Shin.
You know who I am. Now close your eyes.
I wonder if they're ever going to actually show us her doing that. They keep finding ways to either have it happen off screen or to obscure it. Perrin is an extremely well protected man right now.
Belong here.
He's got 3 maidens and a goodest of boys.
This will be a long morning, I think.
What does that mean?
Many people will wake from the dream today.
A lot of people are going to die.
Stay. It's not safe. I'll be back.
Stay, Hopper.
I told him that I'd help him kill you.
Will you?
If he's going to join us, he needs to see that we aren't all the same.
Why did I wake you?
Oh, sweetheart, it's because you know you need me. I balance you.
No, you.
We really are hinting at the idea that they were a big old polycule in the past. Ah, okay. Having children sent out, literal children sent out in front of you to do this. I'm trying to remember from the books whether they had like some sort of incense that made like a huge fog or not. Pretty cool way to do this, though. I don't think we got to see the beginning of the battle with the where the White Cloaks entered Thawne in the book. I think we get there at pretty much when it's already in progress, if I remember right.
How do I look?
Wow. Oh, this sul'dam is having the most confusing day of her life.
When a demone disobeys orders in battle, the first punishment is to take her tongue. Second, her hands.
Wow.
Now, stand!
Come on now, Egwene. You're no use to anyone dead.
I said, stand.
Okay, so this isn't a tattoo then. This is a marking they wear when they're actually on mission. Unless she got it off screen.
Is that really important right now?
Perhaps it'll hurt more if I take this.
Wow.
Now, come.
It's amazing how much symbolism hair can have. We have so many cultures where hair matters a lot.
I don't want anyone to see me like this.
We are going to the tower, and you will take us there. And if you don't, if you even try to get help, I promise you, I'll make you curse the first kiss your mother ever gave your father.
Now, this is definitely naive. This characterization is spot on. What did Lanfear do? Just like drop Rand off in a random place in the city?
But to see the darkest parts of yourself, to accept them, to embrace them. Well, that's real strength, man. Pretend they don't exist like you're some hero from the Gleeman's tale. You both know that's not you.
Wow, I think Matt says that exact line about himself in the first book. Maybe the second, I don't know.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Left long enough alone in this room to just your thoughts and that dagger. You deserve it, man.
See, this is why we invented video games. He needs a distraction right now.
It took me a long time to accept what you said about us not being equals, but I understand it now. And I believe in what you do. Even now, and I know not half of it.
Tell him
The
the
only
truth.
reason that I was able to say that you're not my equal is that I've known one thing to be true since the first day we met. You have always been my better.
And I really love how they've handled their relationship in the show. I never imagined it took so much to unmask the Bond. I thought it was just sort of like a up and down kind of thing, you know? And they're really kind of underscoring how much like a marriage it is, you know? The greater union than anybody can really ever achieve in our world. Or maybe I should say in this age.
We can't leave Mistress out here.
Goy?
Sorry, do you know what that is? Do you know how many of our men in Feldara died protecting that? The Horn of Valir summons the dead heroes of the past. It's the key to the dragon winning the last battle.
What of the heroes of today? That is what we are now. We are all the heroes of another age's legend. I think it's time we start acting like it.
I think it's another line direct from the books.
Take the tower, men! Kill the wicked!
I have a feeling she'll be able to do it once she sees Eamon Valda down there.
Good girl.
Boy.
Those who have sworn the oath should be protected, but cut down any man who raises the sword against us. The only thing that matters is the Horn of Valir.
I love hearing all the different forms of American accent.
Stand aside.
Oh, who put that heron on his pommel?
Required to earn the heron blade on this side of the ocean.
He really did do it. Someone was saying they thought he was just gonna pull an Indiana Jones, and he did. That's so awesome. That is so awesome. I'm sorry. I know that's gonna piss off a bunch of book cloaks, but that was fucking amazing. Oh, way to go, Rand. Even though I'm pretty sure it wasn't Rand's knowledge that fueled that particular weave just now. There was definitely other knowledge.
One man could hold 50.
There's no need for that.
Yeah, Perrin already knows the maidens can do some damage.
They're coming this way.
Strike the hall, Hector! For the Lion Shinoa!
Yeah, Shinarans are pretty badass too, but obviously maidens are even more badass. Alright, so, wasn't expecting that. So we got one thing that was definitely in my, not in my bingo card. And they even zoomed in on them specifically for those of us whose reaction was going to be like, I wasn't expecting that.
Everything that I could find out said that Lanfear, Luz Theron, and Ishamael, they were best friends.
More than that. oh, Bale. Keep finding yourself in the worst places.
You're a long way from Cairn.
You know that broken piece of Quaindiar I sold you a few months back?
She sold it to him herself? hilarious.
You're going to take them to the deepest part of the ocean and throw them in, where no one can ever find them.
That's a fortune I'd be throwing away.
Oh, I'll make it worth your while.
What are you up to, Lanfear?
Go to your boat and wait for me. I'll bring them tonight.
My favorite thing about this being a different turning is like watching them work with knowledge gained during the previous turning to try and achieve other results.
And the horn stole them.
If my lord remembers, you gave it to Turok for safekeeping, perhaps.
Stop talking. Lanfear, she's working against us.
Holy shit, did he actually make her like stop talking like with his power? Because it seemed like she was trying to speak still but couldn't.
But Lord, I just...
They know how to gentle a man.
Of course.
Everybody's playing angles. That explains why she speaks so boldly to him. She's been keeping the ability to gentle in her back pocket, figuring that she could do it to him if need be. Oh, so that's where you get it. Okay. So there's something that I was incorrect on in my prediction as well.
He's wrong about so many things.
Oh, wait. Are we really gonna... Interesting. That's an interesting way of doing this. Even though I don't expect it to be permanent at all, but yeah, that's fun. Version 1.0. Okay, so all right, Rafe, I'm gonna need you to explain how we got from the end of season 1 to everyone being okay then.
I have spent my fair share of time in a cell this year. And I've learned there's usually more than one way out of them.
What?
Stop it!
They really have made lemonade out of the lemons of Barney Harris departing, though. I like how they've really kind of folded it into his arc. Yeah, indiscriminate pain and suffering.
Brenna, you lost control of your Tomani.
No.
Do you hear that?
Oh, Shiza. No crap, they're gonna think you're enemies. Wow. Oh shit! Come on now, you gotta channel the healer. Come on now, Nynaeve. Man, you got lucky. Taviren. Oh, is that my... Oh. My again. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Oh, what happens if you collar a sul'dam who's already wearing a bracelet? Wonder if it sets up some weird feedback loop.
Wait, Perrin! Perrin!
Aw.
The tower was hit from our position. You did this. Good.
Haha.
Oh, stupid Egwene. The sul'dam only works on women who can channel.
I know.
She could feel it through the link.
You feel it when I channel because we're linked. We're the same. You sul'dam are just so weak in the power the searchers didn't find you.
Wow.
No!
Oh, she found a bracelet too.
You cannot hurt your sul'dam.
Wait, you guys are both each other's sul'dams and each other's damane right now.
Nothing gets past you, Einstein.
God damn, Egwene. Egwene is so strong.
If I die, you die.
I think she's willing to take that risk. Okay, so you can just basically sort of give up the bond.
Please.
I think Egwene might be fresh out of mercy. I feel sorry for them both, to be perfectly honest. Rena was raised like this. She doesn't know any better. And this isn't something that you can come back from, killing someone in cold blood like this. It's gonna warp Egwene forever. Only good thing that came out of this was that Egwene now has a much better understanding of just how strong she is.
Egwene.
Rand will be headed where she is.
Rand, are you sure?
Yes, he's alive. I've seen him with my own two eyes. He's got shit hair, but he's alive.
Oh, Matt keeps harping on his hair.
I'm here.
Egwene's gotta be thinking she's broken or something.
Why?
I came to save you, but it looks like you didn't need it.
Rand, are you holding your sword by the blade? What the hell, dude?
I'm sorry, I should have told you.
Oh.
Better this way.
I know why he's holding his sword by the blade. Oh, wait, now he's not holding it by the blade anymore. Dang it, continuity department. You messed that one up. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to work, Egg. And you're not even remotely capable of fighting him right now, Rand. But maybe you can get some help. Those look like weaves of air. Oh, shit!
So proud.
Shielded again.
So
but
proud.
he's been shielded several times now. Each time, it's a little more experience.
Look at her. You abandoned her. You made her a killer. If you keep fighting him, you'll turn them all to the dark. Just like you did in your last life.
Oh, them.
Just like you did to me.
The companions. Oh, here we go. It looks almost like a conch shell.
Yeah, it doesn't really, does it?
It's interesting to think of like the different ways it's looked in different ages and different iterations of the wheel. Hey, fighting together? Interesting. Did not see that coming either. Remember what Rima taught you. You don't choose to help people. You just do. That's the key to you channeling. Don't choose it. Just do it. You really? You're really gonna pick this fight right now, Eamon? No, man. That axe. Yep. Even knowing it was coming, it still hurts. Poor Hopper. Oh. Well, Matt.
It's showtime.
Oh, wow. This is one of those moments where I've been wondering how they were going to do it ever since they announced the show. That and a certain kind of fire. If you're strong enough, you can break a shield. Rand just doesn't know what he's doing, that's all. He's definitely strong enough. Oh, where are the heroes? Oh, here we go.
I remember.
Oh, interesting. There's Archer. There's Amaterasu. Oh, so they did make Uno a hero. Gaito Kane, right? Come on, tell me he's Gaito Kane. That would make so much sense. Birgitta!
Heroes of the Hall.
Well, some of them anyway.
One of you. I have fought by your side times beyond number. Fight with us once more.
Well, let's not just feck and stand here.
That's cool. Hey, why didn't I get translation for that? Oh, Sean Chan boys, y'all about to get wrecked. And for the readers, we now have some things to bargain with.
Huh, wonder what that means.
Well, and this is a little different, of course.
Don't be so bloody surprised. I'm a hero of the Horn.
So there are going to be a lot of people who are going to say that it doesn't make sense for Uno to be a hero, but there's definitely a way that it makes sense. He's Gaito Kane. Just follow that line of logic. Think to yourself, if he's Gaito Kane, how can that work?
Hi-ho, tinfoil! Away!
You don't choose to heal. You just do.
This will hurt.
Yeah, but not as much as pulling it back out. And break the shaft first, though. You don't have to push the feathers through.
It looks like our time is up. Will you join us?
Face it on your feet.
I will never serve him. In 1,000 lives, I never have. I know that. I'm sure of it.
She's right, you know. You're so much like Luz.
Oh, so that's how he achieved it.
So sorry.
Oh, don't just pull it out.
I'm sorry too, old friend. I truly am.
How did you?
You cannot face down one of the chosen, child.
They're very strong, but yeah, they're not as strong as you are. Rand, you're gonna need to help her. She will literally burn herself out just attempting this. You guys drew the short straw. You're facing one of the greatest swordsmen on the continent. Although the whole gang's coming back together to help save Rand. Nynaeve, I think this is going to require more your level of power. Even though, of course, you know...
Oh, don't say anything! No spoilers!
You guys know. Those are the book readers. Who are you? Yeah, who is she? Come on, Nynaeve. Just do it.
Right. Randy, you have to do something. My call.
Yeah, you can.
Shield.
You're strong enough to break that shield, my dude. But that's alright. Moiraine's gonna help you out. Moiraine is also very strong. And, of course, because their oaths prevent them from directly attacking people unless they're being attacked themselves, she attacked the boats. Clever. We're gonna get a little other memory assistance right now, Rand. Oh, that ended differently than I expected. Oh, burnt the sword away. Ah! There it is.
It's beautiful. Do you see it, love?
What do you see?
Nothing. Nothing's real.
Oh, was that? Did he just... Oh my goodness, the implications of this are powerful if he just did what I think he just did. Oh man, we're gonna have so much to discuss amongst the book readers.
Banner across the sky on fire.
No, where is it? It's gonna make this. It's gonna probably make the exact same symbol as in the book. Oh, okay. She literally just made like a giant flaming dragon. If we're gonna be honest about this, there should be people down there who are super scared and not happy at all right now.
Come.
Yep. See you later, Archer. You bastard.
Rude.
Least you could have done was told your little Shan Chan lackeys not to like be going around being assholes anymore. Lanfear's even got a dragon outfit. I love it. All right. Come on. Oh, Lanfear's got this little jaunty theme right now. All right, where is he? Oh, shit. Moghedien?
Moghedien.
Ishamael led us out.
He had this sneaking suspicion you were going to betray him.
Oh, she's delightfully nuts. Ooh.
Softly from the shadows, that's what you always said about me, isn't it? That I was too cautious, too afraid, too weak.
Are they about to kill Lanfear too?
Stay away from him, Lanfear. His house now. All 5 of them are. Softly from the shadow.
Yeah, the spider. Oh, so we just got our first proper look at traveling. All right, well, we just raised the stakes big time.
I'd help you, Randall.
Interesting that she said that at the end. Seems like Lanfear is willing to go against all of her oaths for Lews Therin. That was a lot. This was this was them really running with the idea that this is 100% a different turning of the wheel. I really like the idea, like I said earlier, the iterative aspect of the way the wheel works, right? So everybody's getting reincarnated. They have certain roles they play again and again, basically, in different ages. And you can see the different characters acting on information they're bringing with them to a greater or lesser degree, obviously, into each new cycle or new age. So the Chosen, of course, have a bit of a leg up in that they didn't die in the previous age. So they have 100% unbroken continuity, at least between this age and the previous one. Ishamael is somewhat unique in that he has some level of access to his memories beyond just the previous age. I believe in the books there's something that happens that grants that later, but they kind of like wrapped in some of his later arc into, the version that we've seen since season 1. So presumably he has effectively full knowledge of his different lives throughout the spinning of the wheel. It's interesting how, they really are making a, as they slowly build Rand up, they are making a very big point out of something that, Rand himself says in the books, where he talks about how basically, the sort of like, I couldn't do it without all these people, these friends of mine and everything with helping me. And I think the show is really leaning very heavily on that, showing how, Rand may be this person of prophecy, and he's still, of course, growing into the prophecy. We just saw him get the first heron mark on his hand, for instance, and the dragon in the sky proclaiming him. So he's slowly ramping up, but, each step of the way, he has his friends assemble to sort of basically hold him up. But this was a very, symbolic kind of thing with the whole thing with how Lan told him a man, must face whatever he's facing on his feet. And we saw how in the previous episode, again, using shielding each time, they're using shielding as like a sort of a running theme. The previous times he's been shielded, and even here until the end, he could not even stand at all, and this time around, of course, he finally rose to his feet. And that's symbolic, is him finally moving into the part of his destiny where he's accepting not just what he is, but like what it truly means to be what he is, like the weight of his responsibility to the world. We've also been getting it peppered in here that there are things that he has done, and going back to, for instance, in the previous episode, how he had sort of like another voice layered onto his own when he was talking to the Swan, telling her that he would not live in her cage. There's the memories of his other lives that sort of intrude, and the weave he used when he took out, which I loved. Like I said, I know some book cloaks are going to be very upset that we didn't get the actual sword fight between him and Turok, but I love that they went with the Indiana Jones option. That was hilarious. I kind of wish that someone had made a little quip when it happened, just to really complete that moment. But yeah, the weave he used there was complex and not something that Rand would have known how to do. So yet another little hint at the fact that as he's progressing along the path of the hero, he's also progressing along his descent into a specific kind of madness. Madness for him will be even different than it's been for other male channelers. For instance, Logain. Logain started hearing voices and stuff, but like presumably they were just, the kind of voices that anybody who's having like sort of psychotic episode might have. But for Rand, it'll be different because there actually are, you know, the dragon has a greater continuity of lifetimes than most people. Most people don't really have access to anything from their previous lives. The heroes are different in different ways because they're bound to the wheel in a certain way that's similar to the way the dragon is. But it's also different for them too. And I won't get into that because I expect the show to explore that a little bit more because of certain characters that I saw there. But for the dragon, it's like, you know, it's like being the Avatar. You know, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's pretty much exactly like that. He's this person, but he's also, you know, all the lifetimes he's lived before, and the barrier between those lives, well, between the memories of those lives, is definitely affected by the taint that's on the one power. So for him, the madness is going to manifest in different ways that are even deadlier in a lot of ways than for regular male channelers. Yeah, you can see I'm kind of dancing around some things because I really don't want to ruin stuff. The main thing is that they really did, like I said, lean very hard into this being a different turning, so they changed up a lot. And it's like I've been trying to explain to a lot of people where there's a difference between story and plot. So the story is still basically progressing in the same way, but the plot is massively different in a lot of places. Like, I think the implication may have been that I can't even talk about that, but the implication may have been that a certain piece was removed from the board permanently, and that's a very, very big difference in terms of plot. Yeah, there's no real way for me to talk about a lot of this stuff. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun episode. I thought they did some really interesting things to change up the story so that, like, those of us who know the books would be surprised by a lot of things, but it still ended up in essentially the same place. I think a lot of people will be asking why they seem to still be kind of downplaying Rand's power as the dragon. I do think they're doing that to avoid a power scaling issue later. There are some things he does in the books that kind of like are out of order in a sense, in that, like, there's not an even progression of power scaling. And I also think that the series wants to show more of the idea that he only sort of reluctantly steps into his power. And I think they're using Nynaeve's situation actually as a bit of a parallel there, because that's pretty much the whole reason for her block, you know, is that she really doesn't want the power that she has. And Rand is similar, you know, he doesn't really want to be the dragon. He doesn't want to have the power. He doesn't want to have the weight of all this responsibility on him. And because of that, he, you know, it makes perfect sense that he would resist. That even in situations where he knows he needs to use his power, he resists most of the time. But we saw this time, though, he really did, you know, take it upon himself to channel his power directly. It wasn't a big bombastic moment. And I think that's, again, you know, is what one of the things that people keep expecting from him, is they want these huge, over-the-top action movie kind of moments from him. Not really thinking about the fact that what we've seen from him is still extraordinarily powerful, you know? There's a reason why we see things like Ishamael, you know, hammering Egwene's shield like that and just basically bring her to her knees and almost burning her out in the process and everything, before seeing Rand go over and just walk towards him while he's still hurling power, the same amount of power he was hurling at Egwene just a moment ago. And Rand literally just walks right through it and then plunges a sword into Ishamael's chest and kills him. You know, think about how much power was on display. It may not have been bombastic and, you know, over the top, but it was still a tremendous amount of power. And I think that was the first time we really saw Rand embrace how powerful he is to that extent. And sky's the limit. You know, we're going to see a lot more, I think, going from this point forward, because now he's proclaimed and the maidens are there. There's a lot of stuff that's about to happen that's really going to get him even further along his journey. And I think that what the show's planning on doing is reserving most of the over-the-top stuff that the dragon can do for after he has achieved all of the marks and stuff the prophecies say.
Spoilers.
I fully expected the writers to go full evil and have Egwene still be a demone by the time the credits rolled. So, you know, I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't go that route. Maybe they figured that just keeping the evil event of having a poor Hopper die was enough.
This cannot be forgiven.
So they decided not to hurt us worse. There are other surprising deaths that happened in this episode. I probably can't really get too much into them without spoilers, so I won't, but you guys know one that I'm definitely thinking about, because there were some more implications there. And so I think there are certain things where there are people who are sworn to the dark, where we will get sort of like meditations on what they did and whether they deserve forgiveness and things like that after they're already dead, which is an interesting choice. So there won't really be redemption necessarily, like, or at least the audience won't get to feel like the character's redeemed in life, but it'll be more about the characters who are left behind choosing to let go of their, you know, hate and everything when they find out the truth about them, which makes me even more convinced now that Perrin's wife is going to be revealed to have been a dark friend. Anyway, this always happens when there's just so much that happens in an episode. I can't even think of half the stuff that I probably should be talking about, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop before I ramble too much more.
Praise the Lord.
Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. We can talk about, you know, how you thought about the changes they made from the book turning to the show's turning. Just as I always have to remind people, even though you guys are usually very good about it, but I'm gonna remind you anyway, because some of you are new. Use your spoiler warning and about 4 or 5 lines of empty space so that people have to hit continue or show more, or whatever it is, to actually see the spoiler. That way we keep everybody safe. And also tell us what book you're spoiling for so that I don't need to read a spoiler that's too far ahead, because I've only read through Fires of Heaven, so I don't want to read spoilers that, you know, are Lord of Chaos and on and further. So please mark those as well. But I don't want to stifle, you know, conversation. Be respectful. If you just want to rag about how you think the show is fan fiction or some nonsense, I'm probably not even going to respond to that, because whatever. I like the show. I like the books and I like the show. I like that they're two different but similar things that are telling the same story in different ways. I enjoy that. Traitor! I'm not going to be converted to the book club position by you complaining about it, so you're wasting your time. Anyway, guys, thanks again for joining me on this wild journey through this season. Let me know what your speculation is for season 3. Yeah, as always, do your best to stay safe and be well. I'll see you for the next one. And until then, let the dragon ride again on the wings of time. Bye-bye.
我觉得